Well, I'm back again with another video. I decided to take a little trip to the University of Notre Dame, located in northern Indiana in South Bend. This is a predominantly Catholic university, and it's quite the experience. For anybody that knows about Notre Dame, they know that one of the biggest things they're known for is football. So, why not take a little trip into the stadium, take a little tour? Now, the stadium is as rich with history as you're going to get from walking down that tunnel to seeing the Golden Dome, touchdown Jesus, and just walking this tunnel knowing that some of the greatest names in football have walked through here. It's quite the experience. If you get a chance to go, just go look around. I mean, you can't help but become a Notre Dame fan when you're here. The feeling, just the history that goes with this place. It's really something just to take in. Now, with this tour, you get access to everything. This is the actual hallway in which the players go down before every game. Now, it even has the Play Like a Champion sign that was installed by Lou Holtz in the mid-1980s. And you can even go and touch it if you want. Everything here is original. They give you all access. But just walking out onto that field, it just gives you chills. Gave me chills. Now, that tunnel, that's the tunnel you see on every game day where they come out right before the game. The likes of Joe Montana, Joe Theismann, you name it. O.J. Simpson, they've all gone down through there. But just to think of this place to be full of 70,000 people rocking loud on a Saturday night. When they play USC, Stanford, Navy, Michigan, oh, it's just a different kind of atmosphere. Again, even if you're not a Notre Dame fan, you owe it to yourself to go to a Notre Dame game. It's an experience in itself, and it's just something to take in. I highly recommend it. Now, the contrast between the way the Notre Dame team plays or is treated and the way the visitors is quite different. This here is the entrance and exit for the visiting team. Now, this hallway is so narrow you almost have to walk sideways down it. This is the way the visiting team enters the stadium. Now, they've got decent facilities, but it's just a stark difference between their players and how Notre Dame treats theirs. This is the visitors' locker room. Pretty plain, but this is where USC, Michigan, Ohio State, Stanford, Navy, they all train and get dressed and get their speeches right there in that spot. It's just it's a neat tour, and if you get a chance to go there, it's quite interesting. It's also the list of all of the Heisman winners that were on the Notre Dame field over the course of its history. The stadium was built by Knute Rockne, or the house that Rockne built, and it was there since 1930, built at a cost of about $700,000. Now, of course, a trip to Notre Dame wouldn't be a Notre Dame trip without seeing Touchdown Jesus. Now, Touchdown Jesus is actually the library, and it's actually the largest library for a campus of any school in the United States. Touchdown Jesus is actually a mosaic, which is a bunch of small tiles depicting Jesus standing over doctors and teachers and students. Now, I don't know if you're religious, and you don't have to be, but when you go to Notre Dame, you can't help but feel just a little bit religious when you walk around there. It's a different feeling. It hits different. The campus is beautiful. The buildings are beautiful, and it is research university, very much so. And it is a place of higher learning, and you get that feeling when you walk around. The setting is beautiful, and everything is manicured, and it just makes you feel like this place is different than any other university. But you're also reminded that it is a technology university. As you see, there's a robot. I don't know what they do. I think those are containers that go between different buildings and offices and deliver documents. It's just kind of a reminder that even though the university is very steeped in history, technology is still alive and well. Notre Dame also has a location called the Clark War Memorial. Here it pays tribute to the Notre Dame alumni who have fallen in World Wars I, II, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War. It's quite a solemn spot. The University of Notre Dame was established in 1842. The university currently has 14,000 students with an endowment of $17 billion and an annual operating budget of $1.8 billion. Now, the university has many hot spots and places that people recognize. This one here happens to be what they call the God Quad, which is a statue of Jesus Christ, which many students come and say a prayer, oftentimes before finals, and to get right with the man. There also is the main administration building, which is what everybody knows as the Golden Dome. Now, the Golden Dome is actually 187 feet tall with a 4,000-pound statue of Mary, the Mother of God, Notre Dame, or Our Lady. Now, one other special spot on the campus is actually a place they call the Grotto. Now, the Grotto is where folks come to pray, usually students during finals week or any time of stress. They find that there's some comfort in coming here and lighting a candle, saying a prayer, talking to God. So even if you're not really religious, you really do. You feel God in this spot. And I don't really know how you can't. So if you're ever in South Bend and you're in the area and you're on campus, stop by, light a candle, and, you know, talk to God a little bit. And if you don't know what to say, well, along the shores of Lake St. Joseph and the reflecting pool, they've actually left a cheat sheet for you. Now, I've read these words and they bring me a little bit of peace, and they might bring you some too. See, the campus isn't just a campus, but it's also kind of a holy place. It's Notre Dame.